Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I just realized I deleted my intro. I just did an intro and I deleted it. So here I am again. Hello, welcome back. We are heading out to go pick up Joe's brand new camper shell for his truck. You guys know we got him a new F-150 for his retirement, and it did not have a camper shell, which poses a bit of a problem because on the trip across country to Alaska here in just a few months, that area where the camper shell is where the pets are going to be living across country, and then also on the 5-day ferry ride from Washington State to Alaska. So we had to special order this camper shell so they would match the paint color and all. They gave us a call. It's ready for pickup. We have a little bit of a drive out there, so we're going to go grab that. So I thought I would take you guys along and hang out with you today. Representing for the U.S. of A. Whoa, whoa. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, my friends. Would y'all look at these beautiful, beautiful plants. These zucchinis are about hip level to me. Cucumbers, of course, are even taller. And they're doing great. We've already started harvesting a bunch of cucumbers from the vines. Tomato, that's a cherry tomato right here. This one is really tall. Just love coming out to my balcony garden, you guys. Look at all these tomatoes. We counted, I think we've got 20-something tomatoes already, probably 30 now, on 4 tomato plants. These pepper plants, this is actually probably about 3 feet tall. It might not look like it in the video, but that is a really tall pepper plant. You guys be good, okay? Be a good boy. No barking. So you guys know we have to lock up Ollie. We've always had to lock up Ollie because when we rescued him from the animal shelter, he had a separation anxiety issue, and we found out the hard way. When we came home one day and he ate our entire corner of our sectional couch. He ate our stairs. He ate the corner of Lexi's bed. We've tried many times. So Ollie has to be kenneled when we leave. And Gunner, because he's a puppy, and I already caught him eating my slippers, he's got to be kenneled too. So we got a little bark collar, put that on Gunner, because the second we leave, of course, he starts yike barking, like this loud bark. And if we were still in the country, it'd be no big deal, but we're living in these apartments. So one day of the bark collar and he learned his lesson, so he sleeps and he's a very good boy. So we have about an hour and a half for them to install the camper shell on the truck. So we're just gonna have to waste some time. There's a bunch of little furniture stores around here, so we're just looking in the furniture store, which is so funny because all I think of is the Alaska cabin and none of this stuff would fit in there. But I think we're gonna do that and then get something to eat. It's going on 12 and I haven't eaten yet, so Parker and Joe did, but I am starting to get a little hungry, but we do need to waste some time before the camper shell is done being installed on the truck.
Where's our food going to get here, Father?
You're such a nerd. Parker, where are you from? I'm from England.
What's our end?
Let me hear.
I just showed you. Where's our food?
It's the big table in the castle. We've got a big table in the castle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where's your brother?
My sister. She's 20 and she moved to California.
She moved to California? What's wrong with her? right, so we just had some delicious Mexican food. Did you guys see those lettuce tacos? Ugh, I could only eat 2 of them and I'm just stuffed. So now we have, what, like a half a mile walk back, Joe? They just called us, the truck's ready. So we're walking back on this really busy road. Totally stresses me out and I don't know why. I'm not used to, this is in Virginia Beach, so it's really busy here compared to where we live. Well, where we lived, which was country. So yeah, big highways.
And that's pretty much all there is to it. All the seals and gaskets are on the bottom side of the cap. Oh yeah, you got the battery, right? So just push the button, and it can only go in one way. If you do take it off, you can't mess it up. It's it's got like a square one in there.
All right, so we made a little pit stop at storage. We are going to get my dehydrator out of the storage unit because we've decided that we're going to dry some food for the dogs, like liver and some fish. You guys saw those little dehydrated, actually they weren't dehydrated, they were freeze-dried pucks of the supplemental dog food that I put on top of the kibble. That is super expensive. Like if you buy that bag, that Tundra bag that I showed you guys on my last vlog from Amazon, it's like $45 for that little bag, and it just does not last with 2 dogs eating it. So being the people we are, I'm like, why are we paying all this money when I can go buy a bunch of liver, a bunch of a fish, some type of fish, cube it up, dehydrate it, and make my own. Liver is super cheap. Some people do.
If they're not healthy?
You'll probably have one.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, the welder?
Excalibur food dehydrator. No, nobody. No, nobody's talking about your welder, Joe. Are you excited about your welder? You gonna weld some stuff? Huh? You look so manly with your welder, Joe. Hello, girl.
Hello.
She'll make some good dog food. Yes. Parker's excited. He found his skateboard. And Joe's excited. He found his magazines. Baby, what do you need these for at the apartment? Huh? I'm really happy with the way that the camper turned out for the truck. It looks really good. And it's really big in there. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. So it's going to be great going across country with the animals. And I don't know, just getting the camper for the truck was another thing on our to-do list before going to Alaska. So it's like as we're getting closer, everything's working out, everything's coming together, and it's just really exciting. We're ready to go. I think it's time to go get a coffee, Joe.
No, we need to go home.
Maybe go get a coffee. Joe has a little bit of work to do because he's teleworking from home today. So before we can, he said, as you could tell. He worked this morning before I started filming, and then we took a break to go get the camper shell. Now we're going back home to finish his work. But we're going to stop by the store at some point because I want to get the meat. Right now. Okay. Can we get a coffee? All right, so it is time for an afternoon coffee. You guys know me.
You know me.
You know me. Hey, down with the OPP. Is that how it goes?
What does OPP stand for?
I don't know. Is it OPP? Is it OPP? What's it stand for? Original. No, that's, huh? Can't say it on camera? Oh, is this something bad? Oh my gosh, I don't know. That's what we used to listen to when I was a kid, though. Like some Coolio, Bone Thugs and Harmony. We thought we were cool. We was rolling around in a trailer park like we were something. We weren't. We really weren't. Huh, Joe? Joe grew up in a trailer park too, didn't you, Joe? Yep. Only difference between me and Joe is Joe pretty much lived in the same trailer because he had like a mom and a dad that were married forever and just this precious family unit. And I lived in multiple trailers, but you know, it ain't my mama's fault. Our daddies were, you know, pretty much non-existent. She raised us 4 kids on her own, most of the time on welfare. So sometimes we got evicted and stuff and we had to move, or we lived in like really crappy trailers that were falling apart and my mom couldn't get them to fix things. So we had to move to a new trailer park. But yeah, Joe and I both trailer park homies, right, babe? Maybe that's why I fell in love. Trailer love. So I'm getting mentally prepared because we're about to go to the worst place in the whole world. Walmart. It's not about what you buy there though, P.
Yeah,
it's about what you see there.
I would get every single
anyway,
set that they have.
Yeah, I gotta mentally prepare before I go into this place. Usually I send Joe to get stuff on the way home from work, like, hey, we need broccoli. Hey, we need this. But we're already out and about. So I'm just going to suck it up and we're going to do it. Look at that. So creamy. And I actually didn't even put any sweetener in it this time. I just needed the coffee. Yep. Y'all, what is the deal with errands and grocery shopping and running around? Like, it takes it out of me. Like, I don't know about you guys. I am really a homebody. As I've gotten older, I'm a homebody. I don't like to be out and about. And so when we have a day like this where we're running around and driving and in and out, we went to Walmart. All they had was liver. They didn't have any of the other stuff that we were kind of looking for. We really wanted to get some kind of fish for the dog food, but it was just kind of crappy fish. And I'm like, you know, I just rather not. So I'd rather not waste some money on crappy stuff. So we went to Kroger and picked up some beef, as you guys saw, and chicken and stuff. So we're just going to do like this compilation. It's very similar to what was in those freeze-dried pucks that I showed you guys that I got on Amazon. It's really designed to give the dog what would be their natural diet if they were out in the wild. So they would be eating seasonally berries and greens and meat, all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. I'm excited. I think total we spent 40 bucks on all the stuff that we bought for the dehydrated dog food, which is less than what we spent for the bag on Amazon, which gave us like hardly any food. It was gone within a week of having that puppy. So I'm excited to get this all put together with Joe and start dehydrating it and packaging it up so that we can have some really good supplemental food to add to their kibble. That's not gonna cost us an arm and a leg. But yeah, it is about 4:30 right now. Joe's gotta get on his laptop and do some work. I was gonna chat with you guys just for a quick second. So you guys know next month we go to North Carolina and Joe has his vasectomy reversal procedure scheduled. So that is in the middle of the month in July. And so I have been tracking my cycle all of May, all of June so far, and then I will also track it in July. But I've been keeping track of it in this ovulation tracker, which is really cool. I got this on Amazon. If any of you ladies are tracking your cycle trying to get pregnant, I'll link it for you. It's been really awesome and eye-opening to follow my cycle when I'm ovulating. You know, most of the time we just don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. So I also got these ovulation test strips on Amazon. I'll link these for you too. They're ovulation test strips and then also 20 pregnancy tests in here. So basically, when you're tracking your cycle, you're gonna pee in a cup twice a day and you're going to dip your stick in there and then it's gonna let you know if your ovulation hormone is high or low. And then after your ovulation, whatever day you ovulate and you drop that egg, it also has these pregnancy test strips in here. So this was really inexpensive and there's a ton of test strips in here. So that's kind of what I've been doing to track my ovulation. And as you guys can see, it's not like you've got to like pee in a cup all the time. Like really you're just tracking. So for example, for June, I started my period June 16th. And I went through June 20th, and then it's recommended that you start testing your ovulation hormones around cycle day 9. So that's when I started. You test it once in the morning, and then you test it once in the evening at some point, and you test through until you see you hit your high hormone here and then your peak. So you can see the difference in the color here. You have the right line is the control line, and then the left line is the test line. So you can see when it's super, super light, it's low, which is why I have an L. So the hormone is very low, 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 low. And then you can see here on cycle day 12 and 13, on cycle day 12, I hit my high for the hormone, which tells me I'm getting close to ovulating. And then on cycle day 13, I peaked. You can see how dark this test line is next to the control line, way darker than the ones up here when that hormone was not present or not strong. So after your peak is when you're supposed to ovulate. So actually today, the day of this recording, is when I should be ovulating for the month of June. So it's pretty interesting to actually see a visual of what your body's doing. It is just so interesting to me the way that God made our bodies. Like we only release an egg once a month. Once a month, like 12 to 24 hours after that egg is released, it's viable, and then that's it. So like you got to do the deed prior to when that egg drops, maybe even the day that the egg drops. But the idea is that you have them hanging out in there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that when that egg is released, you can get pregnant, hopefully. So I don't know. I told Joe today, I was like, it's crazy since I've been tracking my cycle. And for all my guy friends, I'm sorry, I know this is TMI, but this is just, you know, reproduction. It's the way God made us. It's nothing to be like, ew, oh my God. But since I've been tracking my cycle the last 2 months, I noticed on my ovulation day that I actually have ovulation cramping, which I felt this cramping. It's a very different cramping than like when you're on your menstrual cycle. But I felt this cramping and I didn't know until I started tracking with these hormone strips that cramping is me ovulating, and it's a very distinct feeling. It's not painful. It's just all day today. Like when we went and picked up the camper shell, I felt it. Like when we were having to walk, you know, that half mile to get to the restaurant. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely ovulating today. And I knew because of the hormone strips, I knew that I was ovulating today, but I could also tell the physical changes in my body. And yesterday I was exhausted, you guys. Like I even texted Joe before he got home from work, and I was like, I might be asleep when you get home. I'm gonna lay down and take a nap. I was just like lethargic, tired. So apparently that's one of my symptoms. Like before I ovulate, I get super, super tired. I just don't have any energy the day before. So anyway, it's just been really fun and interesting. So I've tracked it for May, tracked it for June now, and then I will track it for July. And then as of August, you guys, we can start trying to have a baby. Joe will be good and healed up from his surgery in August, and we can start trying. And it's kind of neat because now I know from tracking this with my cycle, I ovulate like clockwork on the 14th day of my cycle every month. So it's like, you know, you can't really mess up. We know exactly when we need to do our thing to try to make a little baby Watson. So very exciting, but I will link the ovulation journal for you guys, and then also those test strips, because they're just super cool. I mean, it's been pretty eye-opening for me as a 40-year-old woman to like track my cycle and go, oh, this is when this is happening in my body, and this is when this is happening. It's just pretty interesting. All right, so I'm gonna let Joe get some of his work done for a little bit, and then I think we're gonna head into the kitchen and start chopping up all this food to make these homemade dog food pucks, is what I'm calling them. So it's almost impossible to talk to you guys with the air conditioning units right here. It's so annoying. They are so loud. Even when I try to edit them out, when I edit the videos, it's still a hum in the background, so I'm sorry. They're right by my balcony, of course. Anyway, I needed to harvest lettuce like really bad, and I wanted to show you guys these lettuce plants and how good they're doing. They're trying to go for the sunlight, so they come out of the balcony railing, and so I come on the outside of the balcony to harvest the lettuce. But there's nothing like fresh lettuce. It's like a spring mix. In the summertime, it's my favorite. All right, so my lettuce boxes are down here on the bottom. I had spinach here, but like I told you guys, my spinach didn't do very good, but my lettuces did do good. Look at this one. So we've been harvesting off this one plant for quite a while. I just harvested all of these right now, so that's why all the leaves are picked all the way up to the very tippy top. These ones I'm throwing these out. Unfortunately, I don't have chickens. I'll probably throw them over in the woods for the birds. We have lots of wild birds, but these ones got ripped and sunburnt and things like that. But these ones, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful homegrown lettuce right here in the apartment. Tons of it. Like, this is like a lot. So all I do to harvest my lettuce is I just come through and pinch the leaf right from the vine, just like that. I don't use scissors or anything. And I take them all the way up. If you leave them on the vine too long, they will get bitter. So you don't want to let them stay on the vine too long. Joe doesn't like bitter salad, and I guess I don't either, so. That's pretty good. I'll leave that there. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably about 8 lettuce plants. I like to rinse my lettuce leaves really well. I find that when I rinse them, it helps them to stay fresh and crispy longer in the refrigerator. When I rinse them and pat them dry and put them in this Ziploc baggie surrounded with a paper towel, I find that it really keeps them for a long time. Like, I've had them last in the fridge for 10 to 14 days. And you guys know that's really good. You get the lettuce from the grocery store and it's like 2 or 3 days later, it's going bad. So I like to take the time to rinse them and really package them properly so that they'll last longer. So it's time for me to feed my sourdough starter. You guys know I've had a starter now for quite a while. I keep it in the refrigerator for about a week at a time, and then I take it out and feed it. Right now, while we're on keto, I'm not really using my sourdough starter because we're not doing grains and breads, but it's a little bit of work to create a sourdough starter, so I don't want to let it die off, because when we get to Alaska, Joe and I will probably start incorporating some grains back into our diet in the form of sourdough. So I am still keeping him alive, keep him in the fridge when I'm not using him, but once a week I do take him out and feed him with my fresh ground flour from my Como grain mill. And just in case you're wondering, I'm using purified water to feed my starter because we are on city water in the apartment and it's loaded with chlorine and all kinds of chemicals, and I don't want that in my starter. All right, you guys, so it is pretty late in the evening. We just got done with dinner. I want to get this first batch of the dehydrated dog food going because it's gonna take a while for each batch to dehydrate. So it's gonna be pretty simple. We're basically taking all the ingredients and grinding them. We have a little manual hand grinder, like old school, that's how we roll. And then we're going to be-
Just till we get to Alaska.
Just till we get to Alaska, and then we're gonna invest in some good equipment. So we have our little manual hand grinder going here. And you guys, even though this is like manual, it's awesome. We use this to grind up all of our turkey meat that not all of it, but a lot of it from the homestead property. When we butchered our turkeys, we just ground up those turkey breasts and it made beautiful ground turkey meat. So it worked just fine. A little bit of elbow grease, nothing wrong with that. And then you guys know I love my Excalibur food dehydrator. I'm gonna link this for you guys. We gave one of these away in one of our giveaways. This is like the Mac Daddy food dehydrator. I have had this for like, I don't even know, 6, 7 years, maybe 6 years, something like that. But it works so good. We've dehydrated a ton of food in here. I think it has 9 trays, if I'm not mistaken. So you can just dehydrate a ton of stuff all at one time. Joe, it smells like farts. Oh my gosh. No. Oh no. All right, so we're opening up all the liver. Oh my God. It smells like a septic tank.
This one says, use a freeze by June 25th.
June 25th? That was a week ago. Maybe that's why it smells like fart.
4 days ago.
4 days ago. Okay, I think we're good. So, okay. When I was a kid, I just told you guys earlier, we grew up in the trailer park. My mom didn't have a lot of money, so she would go to the store, and a lot of times the stuff she would buy was the cheap food, the cheap meat. So we ate a lot of cow tongue, liver, things like that, that a lot of people didn't want, so the meat was pretty cheap. I remember never liking liver and onions. My mom would make liver and onions, and it was like a texture thing for me. But I have to tell you, since I have grown, I have never had liver as an adult. So the biggest thing is I know that it is so unbelievably good for you, loaded with vitamins and minerals. Like, you can get all of your vitamin and mineral intake from just eating liver, to the point where you wouldn't have to take any vitamins or supplements because everything you need would be in the liver. So knowing that, I have kind of told myself that when we get to Alaska, we start hunting and everything, maybe I'll try some new things. I don't know, but smelling this is like, I don't know. I think the dogs will like it better than me. Did you get Gunner a piece? Did you get it? Huh? Did you get a piece of liver? Did you like it? I am on the verge of gagging. I cannot smell that. How did our ancestors eat this stuff?
Mama, it's kind of diarrhea.
You're on video. Smells like what?
Diarrhea.
Okay, I know. I said it smells like farts. Yeah, or a septic tank. Whew. So, but the thing is, Pete, do you know how good this is for you? Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, Mima used to fry this up with onions and feed it to us.
That's disgusting.
Parker's spoiled with meat birds. Backyard chickens, right, Pete? I think the furthest he's gone is chicken hearts from the meat birds. All right, so I had to look it up. I had to Google it. The ladder of alcohols to which we owe the characteristic smell of this gland. So apparently it's the alcohols in the liver. It says the best way is to smell and look at the beef liver. Signs of bad liver are a very sour smell, dull color, and slimy texture, which our liver does not have that. It's pink. It's not pink. It's red. It's not slimy. It doesn't smell sour. It just definitely has a very distinct smell, which I think we're just not used to because we don't eat liver.
I already did.
No, I'm just getting one more piece.
Sit. Down. Down. Good.
Oh, he likes it.
That's disgusting.
Gunner, is that good? Did you like it? All right.
Sit.
Good. Good boy.
It's like,
Does it cut pretty easily?
Wow. And I can hold it.
We can make some homemade dog food, Pete?
yeah.
Yeah?
And stinky. That's disgusting, huh?
It's very wet, huh? Look at Gunner. Look at him.
Yeah.
Looks like a dog.
But he got me another bowl like this from under there.
Like that?
Good job, Pete.
I don't see what's so wrong with that.
I would never make it on alone, Joe. I wouldn't. I would be like the vegetarian girl that ate nothing but leaves and berries. And if I had no berries, I would just die.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks.
Alright guys, so when you're dehydrating anything that has hamburger meat in it, when the hamburger meat is done cooking, you want to put it in a strainer in the sink and rinse it really good with water and try to get out as much of the fat as you possibly can, because that fat is going to make it go rancid quicker and you don't want that. So don't worry, there's going to be plenty of good fat left in the meat, but that greasiness that you get, like if you left hamburger meat sitting in a frying pan for a couple hours, that grease that you come back to, you don't want that in your dehydrated food.
I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town.
All right, you guys, we are all done. It's after 11 o'clock at night. I don't know. Joe and I always do this. I remember one time we were up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, pressure canning beef stock. That's just how we roll. When we get started on a project, we just go. So we actually ended up filling up the entire dehydrator, and it used up all of that mixture, which is perfect. And we counted, and we have 80 of those delicious, nutrient-filled dog food pucks. So 80 compared to that little bag that we were buying off of Amazon for $45. We spent 40 bucks on all of the ingredients for this homemade food for these dogs. So it's a little bit of work, but we enjoy hard work. We don't mind it, and the dogs are gonna love it. All right, so we're gonna dehydrate these dog food pucks at about 160 degrees, and we're gonna start out at 8 hours. Hey guys, good morning. So it is the next day. We actually ended up letting these, we're calling them like liver pucks. I don't know what we're calling them. Dehydrated dog food, homemade dehydrated dog food. We ended up letting them go for 8 hours total. Was it 8? Hold on. Yes, it was 8. And we checked them, and they were still a little bit pliable in the center and a little tacky. So we turned them back on. So these dehydrated for a total of like 10 to 12 hours, and they turn out perfectly. The dogs love them. They go nuts over them. I am super excited. Like I said, we ended up with 80 of these, and I did weigh them out. So the ones that we were getting from Amazon were 0.60 of an ounce. And then I weighed one of our homemade ones, and it's 1.30. 1.30 is what ours came out to. And we have 80 of them. So it's essentially double what we were getting from Amazon for actually cheaper, because we spent about 40 bucks on all of the ingredients, and that little bag of freeze-dried food from Amazon was $45. Granted, these aren't freeze-dried, but dehydrating is just fine. And, you know, we're not looking for 25-year long-term storage of these things. The dogs will probably have these all eaten within like the next, I don't know, I haven't done the math, but probably in the next month or two, definitely before we leave for Alaska. But I'm excited how they turned out. Let me show you guys. Here they are. Look at that. So I'm doing this one-handed, trying to show you guys, but you can hear they are nice and dehydrated. If I split this in half, just make a couple pieces, just show you guys I don't know if you can see that. But the texture is like super crunchy, just like the dogs like it. Let's give it a taste try. Gunner, do you want a bite? Huh? Do you want a bite? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Down. Down. Good. What do you think, buddy? Ooh, Ollie. You can have one, Ollie. Sit. Good boy. Good. Dang, took my finger off. Is that good? You guys like that? How is it, Gunner? You like that liver? Huh? I don't have any more. Do you want some more? Would you guys look at these dogs? You guys are crazy. No. No, not right now. Trying to put them away. Look at that. That is so cool. Just these perfect dehydrated, nutrient-loaded discs that we can add to the dog kibble to supplement their diet. So if you guys are on the homestead and you're butchering your meat birds and you don't usually eat things like chicken heart, chicken liver, if your family doesn't eat that kind of stuff and you usually just throw it out to the other homestead animals or even the chickens, your laying hens, they love that stuff, or you give it to your neighbors, don't. Keep it. You can even freeze it until you're ready to use it, put it in the deep freezer in like gallon-sized Ziploc baggies, thaw it out, and those are perfect ingredients to put in your homemade dog food. Joe just texted me. Let's see what he's saying here. He's so funny. Hold on. He's texting me his retirement countdown. We're officially under 90 days to retirement, y'all. Woo woo. Joe is so excited. It's so cute to see him. You guys know I love to see him when he gets excited because he just doesn't get excited about most things. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to get these all bagged up and put away for the pups. Thank you for once again spending some time here with us in our home with Joe, me, and Parker. We always love sharing our life with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and leave me some comments in the comment section, and we'll see you guys very soon right back here on the channel. What?
You're making me in the video.
I just got you playing with your gum in Dad's truck.
Sorry.
Sorry doesn't cut it. P. Go ahead. He just splattered a liver on my face.